Hey guys, welcome back to the new video of Dialogflow series. In the previous video, we have created an agent, added custom intents, and also integrated it into an Android application. If you haven't watched it yet, do give it a shot if needed. In this video, we will discuss how to use the fulfillment in Dialogflow, inline editor, and also integrate a Firebase real-time database to fetch and update data. I'm so excited about this video, hope you guys are too. So let's get started. To start with, get over to the fulfillment section in Dialogflow console. You can see two things here. One is webhook and the other one is inline editor. We are going to use inline editor for this particular tutorial, so go ahead and enable it. For the first time, it will ask you to enable billing for this particular project. You have to go to Google Cloud Console where you can actually see this particular project created. Go ahead and add a billing account for the project. If you need a detailed video on Google Cloud Billing, do let me know in the comment section. And once you enable it, click on the deploy option. It will take around 3 to 5 minutes depending on your internet speed. Once deployed, head over to the intents. And I'm selecting the default welcome intent. But before doing the next step, let's check whether the bot is working fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm sending a simple hi. Okay, so it have triggered this particular default welcome intent and it have given a response as good day. So if you notice, it is one among the listed default responses, so we can understand that the bot is working fine. Now let's head to the fulfillment of this particular intent. Enable webhook call for this intent. Press save and wait for some time to so that the agent is trained. Once the training is completed, I'm sending a hi again. You can see the response as welcome to my agent, which is actually not listed among the text responses here. So what exactly is happening? To understand that, get over to the fulfillment section. I really don't like to work on this particular inline editor section. So let's get this code to my favorite code editor, VS Code. To do that, click on this download icon, which will download a zip file. I have already done that and kept ready. When you extract the zip file, you can see two files named index.js and package.json. If you look at the index.js file, you can see we have included certain dependencies as required. I am an Android developer and I have a very beginner level of knowledge in Node.js, so pardon me if I use wrong terms to explain certain things. Coming back to the explanation, the first thing to notice is the intent map. You can see we have mentioned the name of the intent along with the function which should be called when this particular intent is triggered. So for example, in this particular default welcome intent, if you notice, this is the name of the intent which will be triggered when the bot get a response from the user as hi. So if this particular intent is triggered, this particular function will be called. So in the function, we have added a response as agent.add welcome to my agent. To test this, I'll change the return response as hey, this is Vignesh bot assistant. Okay, that's fine. What I'll do is I'll copy everything and I'll get back to the console and paste it here. And I'll deploy it again. Okay, now we can see that the inline editor is deployed. So if I send a hi again, it will reply with hey, this is Vignesh bot assistant. That's cool. We can change the method being called to do whatever we want within the constraints of the possibilities of Node.js. For example, I'm including code to fetch the current date and trying to return the date as a response to a particular intent. So what we can do is say where date time is equal to, and I'll reply with a response as I'll copy everything and add it to the fulfillment. Okay, the fulfillment is deployed now. If I send hi, so if you notice we got two responses. This is because we have actually added two responses into the agent. So this is how you could play with the functions. You can add whatever custom response you might want to provide to your user. As a second part of this video, I'll explain how to integrate Firebase database with Dialogflow so that we can add or edit and fetch data from the database in real time. To start the Firebase integration, head over to the Firebase console. Click on Create Project and make sure to select the project associated with your Dialogflow account. For my case, it is New Agent. Press Continue. And this is the Firebase billing plan. If you are looking for a free plan, you can switch it and press continue on the upcoming steps. Once created, click on real-time database and set the mode in test mode and enable it. Once the database is created, make sure to copy this particular URL for this real-time database. This URL will be used at the later part of this tutorial. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a child with name as address and value as 221B Baker Street, London. Cool. Once done, we now have to modify our functions in inline editor so that it fetches or edit data from the Firebase. To do that, we first have to edit index.js file. First, let the function know that it requires Firebase admin dependency. So I am adding the Firebase admin requirement and I'm naming the construct as Firebase admin. Next, we have to initiate the Firebase admin value. So what we are doing right now is I'm getting the credential from the Firebase admin value, and we have to paste the database URL which was copied earlier part of this tutorial. Then we have to add the method to fetch data from the Firebase database. So what we can do, first we need to figure out at which part of or which intent we have to access the Firebase. So I'm getting over to the console again. There, if you are looking into the intents, we have this custom intent called get address, which, so whatever the response from the user may be, it can be any of these training phrases. It will simply reply with a value as this is a response from the bot. So from now we don't want this particular intent to reply with this particular text response. What we need indeed is when this particular intent is triggered, it should go to the Firebase database, look for the key for address and fetch its value, and return the value as a response for this intent. Okay, cool. So to do that, what we can do is we can first enable webhook call for this intent, and I'm clicking save. I'm copying the intent name. So I'm creating another intent map. First we have to paste the name of the intent. I'm creating one method called get from Firebase. And when this get address is called, I'm simply calling this method. Cool. So what we have to do now is we have to get the value from the address node of the Firebase database. To do that, first I'll call Firebase admin and I'll refer to the database. With the referral to the name of the child. For my case it is address, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch it for once, and what I'm going to fetch is the value, and I'm adding a promise. So this, if everything goes fine, it will return me a snapshot value, and this particular snapshot value contains the required address. So to get the address, I'm creating a new variable called address, and I'm saving it as snapshot.value. In case if your value is under inner child, you can simply call snapshot.child.value. Inside the child you can pass the reference key, but for my case it is not required. I'm simply calling the snapshot.val, and once the address is fetched, I'm adding the return responses. Hey, okay, so let me double check. So we have created a constant called Firebase admin. It requires the dependency of Firebase admin, and I'm initializing. Oh, I haven't pasted the database URL, my mistake. I'll head over here, copy it, so one thing you have to keep in mind is instead of HTTPS use WS. I haven't quite got a knowledge on why we are using WS, but the documentation suggested me to do so. I'll explore and let you know in the comment section. Okay, so I'm initializing the Firebase admin, and if get address intent is called, it will call the get from Firebase method. This get from Firebase method will fetch the data from the Firebase. It is pointing to the reference value of address. It is fetching the value once, and it is returning the response, say hey the addresses with the particular fetched value. Cool. So I'm copying everything, hoping it works. And I'll replace my fulfillment code with the new code. Okay, yeah, I have this error, missing semicolon. Okay, do I have any other issue? Nothing. So I'll click on deploy. Okay, we can see that it is now deployed. I'm also checking whether I have enabled the fulfillment for get address intent. Yeah, it's done. Okay, so if I say address, cool. So it is actually fetching the response from the Firebase. So if you don't trust me, I can simply change the value. And if I trigger the intent again, so isn't this cool? So that's all for now, guys. In this video we have learned how to use the fulfillment section in Dialogflow. We have used the inline editor, and we have used the Firebase integration. Hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, feel free to comment in the comment section, or you can contact us through the Instagram page. If you like this video, do share the video with your friends. Subscribe to Being Average Engineer for more related content. Thank you.